Okay, so I had quite a few people ask me how I do the Chenille-it with my cross stitch. So I thought I have this one that I'm about to start or finish. And I thought, well, I'll go ahead and try to do a tutorial. I've never done a tutorial. I am not a professional at this or even at finishing, but um, I'm going to show you what I do to get the results I get. And for those of you who don't know about Chenille-it, it is, I guess it's a blooming tape, I guess is what they say. It comes in 3/8 and 5/8 and in all different colors. And you can get it on Etsy, and they also have a website, and I'll put both of those down below. But it's a really cool product where a lot of it's used for quilters. They will sew it down onto a quilt to add texture. When you throw it in the wash and then dry it, it will crinkle and fuzzy. It gets really cozy and fuzzy. It's a really cool look. I don't have any quilts because I make them for my great niece, and so she has them. But I do have, let me show you some examples. I have the candy cane that I worked on the other day. I put it on and I got it damp and threw it in the dryer. So it's kind of the fuzzy that it would be. If you threw it in the wash and then dried it, it would be even more so. But this is the result I got from just getting it damp and then throwing it in the dryer. So what I did was I had the top piece and then the back piece and the Chenille-it. The Chenille-it is on the top. So I sandwiched them. I sewed all the way around. Then I threw it and I got it wet and then threw it in the dryer. And then after that, I stuffed it. So, but this is kind of the look that it'll give you if you do it on the top and if you get it wet. If you don't get it wet, which is typically how I use it, because I use it on projects that I can't throw in the wash, like for example this cross stitch. This is the 5/8. See, with just taking a brush to it, it gives it more of a frayed like strings look, where it's not as fuzzy and cozy, if that makes any sense. This one, what I did was I had the backing fabric down. Wait, no, I didn't. I did, this one has double, so it's on front and back. So the back piece has a piece of Chenille-it on, and then the front piece has Chenille-it on the top too. And so I sewed the layers 1/4 of an inch all the way down, seams staying out. I know traditionally the seams are on the inside, but for this look, I do the seams on the outside. And so that way it gives it that more of a frayed look. So that was one that I also did. With this one, which is more the technique I'm going to do today, this was a pillow that I made, and I used the Chenille-it 2 different colors on the inside, and this is with the 3/8. And so I had the backing fabric down like I'm doing here. So there's the back fabric, 2 different color of the Chenille-it, and so I'm doing the natural and the green. And then you put the next layer on top. But I'll have these strips going all the way around. And so I like to cut them and then start them up against the next one, so there's not a bunch of bulk in here. So I'll do that, and I'll sew all the way around and then slit it in the back so that I can still stuff it. But so that's what I did with this one, and I love how it turned out because the Chenille-it's on the inside, and so it's a different look, and I loved how it turned out. But I also did it on an ornament, and I'll insert the picture here. and that's the same way I'm going to do it today. So I have these layered, and then I'm going to do the other layers here and all the way around, and I'm going to stitch it 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and then I'll come back for the next step. Okay, I'm going to attempt to show you guys how I do this. It's hard, it's all awkward. My sewing machine's in the wrong spot and there's a phone in my way, but we're gonna work through this. So basically I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So hang on, let me see, I can't see. Do not worry about things overlapping, things not being perfect. It's all gonna fray. It's all supposed to be primitive looking, no worries. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. Oh, sorry, I can't see. So about 1/4 of an inch away, and then I go in and take a back stitch, and then can you guys see? Don't overthink it. It'll work out. You just trust the process. Just run it off. Okay, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my next pieces in here. Okay, so now I'm going to start it about where I left off. And it's kind of not perfect, just kind of get it in there. And again, I'll do a back stitch. Okay, and then go down. And then, where's my scissors? I'll cut this off. And then go up the next side. And then I'm going to have this be an option as a hanger, so I am going to add ribbon when I get to that spot, but usually I go ahead and do both sides. So I want it about 1/2 inch away. So hard to do on camera. I'm sorry. I keep going off and I don't even know it because I'm looking down and not looking at the phone. Okay, this should be good. Let's see, that one's at about 1/2 inch. That one is about 1/2 inch. Okay. Oops. Can't see what buttons I'm pushing. Okay. Back stitch, and then okay. So there it is. Okay, and then now I am going to rough it up, and then I'll stuff it. So to rough it up, you can tell this has been roughing other things, but and it does usually work better if I get all the crud out. Okay, so I just go in and basically just do this until I get the result I want. And it's really cool too, because if you use homespun, that also frays very well. So homespun, it's like a loose woven fabric, and then it just adds to the whole look of it. But I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll show you how it looks after I'm finished. Okay, so here it is all frayed up. And then now I'm going to cut a slit in the back and I'm going to fill it. And then after I do that, sometimes I'll go back and just do a little bit more if it needs it. So that's what I'm going to do next. Next, I'm going to do the slit and stuff it. Oh, for stuffing, I highly, highly recommend this stuff. For any kind of like pillow type, not like a pin cushion, because you usually use the walnut shells or whatnot, but this stuff is incredible. It's called Perfect Loft, and it's incredible the way that you don't have to, sorry, it's gonna pink because I'm gonna get some out of the bag, but it doesn't, you don't really have to fluff it. You just jam it in there and it just comes in these little bits. I don't know, I can't really explain it. This stuff is incredible. I'll never use that polyfill again. I'll only use this. It works out great. It's not all lumpy like the other ones. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then I'll come back. Okay, so this is my pillow all fluffed up. I put the stuffing in, and I did a little bit more of the fraying, and so this is what it looks like on the sides. I just think it adds just something extra cute. And then I will sew up this part. I'll add a piece of wool and I'll just do a whip stitch all the way around it, and then add any kind of little buttons or pins or bells or anything like that, and it will be finished. Okay, so I have stitched up the back with a piece of wool. I just put the wool on and did a whip stitch all the way around. Very fast and even and primitive. I added a vintage button and a little charm, and on the front added a couple of buttons where the ribbon is, and that's it. And now she's ready to hang up. So this is how I use the Chenille-it on cross stitch projects, and I hope that this helps with your next project that you're wanting to use this product on. It's a lot of fun to use, very forgiving, very easy. You don't have as many steps with trim. When you put the trim on, you have to either stitch it down or glue it down, and turning the pillow inside out and all. You don't have to do any of that. It's so fun using the Chenille-it product. So I will link them down below where you can find the places that you can buy it. They have a website and an Etsy shop. And thank you for watching my tutorial, my very first tutorial. Hopefully these things get better. All right, thank you. Bye.